Good evening, Anusha.
Good evening, sir.
Did you check the results?
Yes, sir.
Are you happy with the result?
Yes, sir.
So, were there any questions which you were not able to understand?
Hmm?
Were there any questions that you did not understand?
Oh, sir, I understood.
And Vikas, how did you check the result? Vikas? Okay, don't no issues. We'll discuss all the questions today, okay? So that if you guys had any doubt, we'll clear your doubt today. I'll wait for Karmanya also for a couple of minutes and then we'll start. Okay. So, Vikas, how was your test? Yes, he's. Were there any questions that you were not able to understand? He's sending his answers through chat. So I'll mute him. Okay, no issues. Now what we'll do is we'll discuss that test. I'll discuss with you. So the first question that you guys had was Harrow is an implement used to remove. You guys knew the answer to this? That is
Weeds.
Harrow. Okay. And Vikas? Yes, the answer weeds that it's absolutely correct. Harrow is basically an instrument which looks something like this. Okay, it will look something like this. It has a handle. Okay, and then a long structure like this with needle kind of things. It is basically like a comb. Okay, it looks something like this. Okay, this is what a harrow looks like. Okay, so the next question that we had was leveling is done to first was prevent soil erosion, second was ensure uniform irrigation, third was ensure uniform mixing of manure and fertilizers, and fourth was all of the above. Anyone? Leveling is done. Okay, the question was leveling is done to the first option was prevent soil erosion. Second was ensure uniform irrigation. Third was ensure uniform mixing of manures. Uniform mixing of manures. And fourth was all of the above. Vikas,
Yes, sir.
do you know the answer to this?
No, sir.
Okay. So the answer to this was all of the above. Okay, because when we were studying leveling, we studied that uh, it is done before the sowing of seeds to prevent soil erosion. Then it also helps in uniform irrigation, and then by leveling, it helps in mixing all the nutrients well in the soil. Okay, it is evenly mixed. So the answer to this is all of the above. Okay, now third one is about intercropping. So I guess both of you know what intercropping is. We had discussed this in our class, right? So intercropping is something we had already discussed, that growing of two or more crops together in a field in definite pattern is known as intercropping. Okay, and the fourth question, that is the third question was regarding intercropping. Okay, intercropping we had discussed in class, and question 4, which was keeping land uncultivated. Keeping land uncultivated. Okay, so with this practice is known as, so this practice is known as field fallow. Okay, or else what we'll do is I'll send you the answers to these questions, and I'll also send you the questions. So if you have any confusion in any question, then you can ask me the doubt, or else we'll continue with the new chapter only. Is it fine? Okay, so we'll continue with the new chapter only. So the new chapter that we were studying was microorganisms, friend and foe. Okay, and we had discussed, the last thing we discussed was, hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so the last thing that we discussed in that chapter, we were discussing bacterias, right?
Yes.
Or
No,
we had
no,
completed bacteria.
no cleaning up, cleaning the environment.
Yeah, so we were seeing about bacterias only, and after bacterias we will be discussing fungi, then algae, then protozoa. Okay, okay, we have done the we have discussed these. We have seen the good microorganisms. Now we'll be seeing the harmful microorganisms. Okay, so in the last class we had discussed all the benefits of microorganisms that we get. So today we will be starting with harmful microorganisms. Harmful microorganisms. So can you tell me the benefits that we have from microorganisms? Anyone? We have discussed in the last class all the benefits that we listed, like cleaning up the environment. Then I guess we had discussed about vaccine, right?
Yes, sir.
And what all? Can you repeat?
They are used for making curd, alcohol.
Yeah, in bakeries.
Yeah, bakery.
Okay, so now we'll see the harmful effects of microorganisms. So when talking about the harmful microorganisms, these microorganisms, they are a cause for a lot of diseases. Okay, so they act as transfer they help in transferring pathogens. Okay, transferring of pathogens. So what happens is, what are pathogens? Do you know? Anyone
Yes,
who
sir.
wants to? Yes, what are pathogens?
Some of the microorganisms cause diseases in human beings and plants and animals. Such disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. The microorganisms which cause disease are called microorganisms that cause disease are called pathogens. Okay. Now, what happens is, there are certain insects which act as the medium of transfer of these pathogens. Okay. So what happens is, suppose there is a housefly. Okay. So it may sit on a garbage or any dirty thing, and then when from there it may go, the housefly may sit on the food which is not covered and will be consumed by any human being later. So these pathogens from that garbage or dirty thing, they get transferred into the food, and when that food is eaten by someone, he or she may fall sick. Okay, so this is what basically happens, that these pathogens, they are transferred. Pathogens get transferred. Okay, so now I'll tell you a few pathogens, like I'll tell you a few diseases and how they get transferred. And they get transferred by certain organisms, like just now we saw the example of a housefly, and those organisms are known as carriers. Okay, so talking about carriers, they are the organisms which transfer the pathogens. Okay, organisms which transfer the pathogen. Okay, is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what I'll do is, I'll tell you a few diseases and then I'll tell you their pathogens. So the first one is malaria, and the carrier for malaria is,
Mosquito.
yeah, it's a mosquito, but to be precise, it is female Anopheles mosquito. And then we move on to the second one, which is dengue. Dengue. So the carrier for this again is a mosquito, but this one is female Aedes mosquito. Okay, so these are two common diseases, and I have told you the names of the carrier. So what these carriers do, they just sit, they just transfer the pathogens, and this transfer of the pathogens, it causes the disease to spread from one person to other. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, moving ahead, what we'll see is that we'll see some common diseases and how they are transmitted. Okay, so just a moment. Now we'll see a few common diseases and we'll see how these organisms are involved in it. So, first of all, tell me what a communicable disease is. What do you understand by this? A communicable disease. What do you understand or interpret from this term? Anyone who wants to try? Anyone who wants to try and answer this question? Okay, no issues. I'll help you out. So what happens is, okay, Anusha has given an answer. Okay, so with direct contact of infected person. So if we talk about this communicable diseases, so this is basically microbial disease. Okay, diseases which are caused by microbes are known as microbial diseases. So microbial diseases that can spread from infected person that can spread from infected person to a healthy person by air, water, food, or physical contact. Okay, so by any mean. So it can be through air, water. It's not necessary that a direct contact is needed between the two. So air, water, or food, or direct contact are called communicable diseases. Okay, are called communicable diseases. So giving the examples, many examples are given by Anusha in the chat, like tuberculosis, common cold, cholera, chickenpox. So there are various examples. Okay, so I'll write down a couple of them and then we'll move ahead. So talking about a few, they can be cholera, common cold, etc. Okay, so this is what a communicable disease is. Now what we'll do is we'll study some common human diseases and how they are caused, by which microorganism they are caused. So when talking about the various diseases, we'll form a table for this purpose. Okay, so this is our table. In the first column, we'll list down our disease. In the second column, we'll see the microorganism that is causing the disease. In the third column, we'll see the mode of transmission, that is air, water, food. Okay, and then we'll see how we can prevent it. So the first column, we have human diseases. The second column, we have causing microorganism. The third column, we have mode of transmission. And in the fourth column, we have preventive measures. Okay, so now moving ahead, the first disease that we will be going through is tuberculosis. Okay, the first disease is tuberculosis. Okay, and the causing microorganism can
Bacteria. Bacteria.
yeah, it's bacteria. And how is it transmitted?
By air.
By air. And firstly, what we'll do is we'll discuss all in which the mode of transmission will be air. So for all of those together, we'll write the preventive measure. Okay, so the second disease is measles. The causative microorganism,
Virus.
yes, it's virus. And mode of transmission will again be air. And then we have chicken pox. It is caused by
Virus.
virus. And the mode of transmission can air and contact. Yeah. And then we have polio.
Polio.
And
By virus. Virus.
yeah. And mode of transmission.
Air and water.
Okay, so you guys have your book open along with you. Or do you remember this? Karmanya, Anasha, you guys have your books. You guys have your books ready, or do you remember this?
We remember this.
Okay, that's
Yes,
good
sir.
then. So, can you tell the preventive measure?
Yes, sir.
Keep the patient in complete isolation.
Okay. And what do you mean by isolation? Complete isolation?
Keep them in a room closed.
Yeah, that's correct. So, keep them in complete isolation. Keep patient in complete. And why are we keeping them in complete isolation?
Because the mode of transmission is air. And
Yeah, that's right. And what else? What else?
Keep the personal belonging of the patient away from those of the others.
Keep the personal belongings of the patient away from those of the others. So Karmanya, did you see the results?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Were you happy with it?
No, sir.
Okay, so did you understand all the questions, or were there any doubts which you have from the exam?
No, sir.
So where did you do the mistakes? Okay, what I'll do is I'll send the answers and questions to you all so that you can see where you all committed your mistakes. Okay. And the third what we can do is vaccination can be given.
In a suitable age.
Yeah. Okay, so it's important for you to remember all this. Okay, so keep this in mind. So this we have discussed all the air transmitted diseases, okay, where the mode of transmission is air. Now again, what we will discuss is through bacteria, through water. Okay, So again, the first column will be for the disease, then the causing microorganism, mode of transmission, and then okay. So the first one we'll write about is typhoid.
Cholera. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is caused by
Water.
Bacteria.
bacteria, and mode of transmission is
Water.
Water.
water, and cholera is caused by
The
Bacteria.
bacteria.
and it is transmitted by
Water and food.
that's correct. And what are the preventive measures that we can take?
Maintain personal hygiene.
Okay, maintain personal hygiene,
Drink boiled water.
drink boiled water,
Consume properly cooked food.
consume properly cooked food, and anything else?
Vaccination.
Okay, vaccination. By the way, can we make vaccination for viruses?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's correct. We can make vaccination for viruses also. So now the next disease that we will be seeing is, just a moment,
Hepatitis.
hepatitis B.
Hepatitis A.
Hepatitis B. The causing microorganism is
Virus.
virus, and it is transmitted through,
Water.
and the preventive
have a
measure, yes.
Virus.
What,
Water.
Karmanya? What doubt do you have?
Sir, I have, sir, what happens in hepatitis A?
Hepatitis A. Okay, so I'll tell that first. Tell me, what are the preventive measures that you'll take in case of hepatitis B?
Drink boiled drinking boiled water vaccination.
Okay, so drinking boiled water
So there are two methods.
and vaccination. Okay, so you were asking about hepatitis A, right?
Yes, sir.
So hepatitis A is basically it is a liver infection. Okay, it is caused by a virus only, and there can be abdominal
Yes, sir.
pain or a low grade fever, and then you won't, like, loss of appetite, that is, you won't want to eat anything, you won't you won't feel like eating anything. So these are the basic symptoms that you will have, and it is caused by a virus only. Okay, it is basically a
Yes,
liver
sir.
infection. Is it clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and when
Thank you, sir.
okay, and then the hepatitis B, which we are seeing, it is also a liver infection, but it is caused by the bacteria hepatitis B. Okay, and the other one, hepatitis A, it is caused by the bacteria hepatitis A. Okay, that's why they are named after the bacteria only.
Yes.
Okay, so now moving ahead, we have the last disease, that is malaria.
Yes, sir.
So it is
Sir, it is
caused,
caused by
Protozoa.
protozoa.
okay, and by the mode of transmission,
Mosquito.
which mosquito I just now told you?
Female mosquito.
Female, and one more word was there.
Anopheles.
Yeah, female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, I'm asking you to remember this because this is a term which is given in the NCERT also. So at least you should keep all the terms in your mind which are mentioned in the NCERT. Okay, even if you don't write more than NCERT, it would help if your school is going using the NCERT books. But if there's certain words they are there in the NCERT, and if you don't use those words in your answer, then maybe you won't get complete marks for your answer. Okay, this is because I'm telling you, for the higher classes, when you will be giving boards, you should always focus on the words given in the NCERT. You should use those terms in your answers. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
so right now I framed certain answers for you, but after some time I'll ask you to frame the answers and then send the answers to me. So you should focus on that, how we frame an answer. Like whenever in senior classes, suppose they will, in your boards, when the papers they go for checking, what happens is, if there is a 5-mark answer that you write, there are certain 5 to 10 terms which are mentioned, and if you mention all those terms in your answer, then you get full marks. But if you write a whole paragraph, a full 1-page answer, but you don't mention those terms, then you don't get marks for the answer. Okay, so you should always keep those keywords in mind. So what are the preventive measures for this?
Use mosquito net and repellents.
Use mosquito nets and repellents.
Spray insecticides and control breeding of mosquitoes by allowing water to collect, not allowing water to collect in the surroundings.
Okay, that's
What?
correct. Spray
Insect-
insecticides.
spray.
And then we should not allow mosquitoes to breed. So basically what we'll do, we'll prevent the mosquitoes. Okay, so that's correct. Now
Yes.
now what we'll do is,
So they only let their eggs in water.
yeah, they breed in water. They need still water to complete their life cycle, so they lay their eggs in water only. Okay,
Yes,
Okay.
sir. So, but they do not let their eggs in rivers, ponds, etc. Because
no,
they
they
are
are flowing.
these are
Yeah,
water.
yeah, that's flowing, so they don't lay their eggs in flowing water. They need.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what we'll be discussing is disease caused by microorganisms in animals. Right now we discussed the diseases in humans, right?
Yes, sir.
So now we'll be discussing disease caused by microorganisms. In animals. Okay, so when discussing these, tell me okay, so you have studied this also, right? You must have studied this
Yes,
also,
sir.
both of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So tell me a few diseases. Do you know?
Sir, can I say?
Yeah, sure.
Anthrax disease. Anthrax.
Anthrax. Okay. So the disease is anthrax.
Cattle.
And what
Cattle.
exactly is the disease? Cattle. Okay.
The cattle disease caused by a bacterium.
Okay. So it is a cattle disease. It is caused in cattle by a bacterium. Okay. You know what cattle is?
No, sir.
Cattle is basically those domestic animals like sheep and all. They are known as cattle. Okay.
So I can't hear you, sir. Can you explain it?
They are basically the animals like goats, sheep. These are the cattles. Okay. These animals are known as cattle.
Yes, sir.
And what is the name of the bacterium?
Virus.
The name, it's bacteria which causes this diseases. The name of this bacteria. Anasha, can you? It is given in the book only. Okay, so the bacterium is known as Bacillus anthracis. Okay, Bacillus anthracis. Okay,
Oh.
this is the bacterium which causes the disease. So, and this does not only harm cattle, but it also harms humans. Okay, humans and cattle. And then the second disease, what is it? Anyone? Vikas? Can anyone tell the second disease which is caused by microorganisms in an animal? Okay, so the second disease is foot and mouth disease. Okay, this disease is caused in cattle. Okay, and it is caused by a virus. And can anyone name the virus? Anyone? So the name of virus over here is,
So what is the question?
yes,
I didn't. So what is the question? I didn't hear you.
the name of the virus which causes foot and mouth disease.
Foot and mouth diseases.
Okay, no issues. I'll tell you. Foot and mouth disease virus. Okay, it's easy to remember. Foot and mouth disease virus. And it is cause or it is also known as
Coxsackie virus.
what?
Coxsackie virus.
It's picorna virus. You can also tell. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it's either foot and mouth disease virus or picorna virus. Okay, so these are the two diseases which are caused by microorganisms in animals. Okay, so you should remember these: anthrax and foot and mouth disease. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we'll move ahead onto plants.
disease causing microorganisms in plants.
Yeah, we'll move on to the disease causing microorganisms in plants. Diseases caused by microorganisms in plants. So when talking about these, okay, so you know, if there's a disease caused in any part in any plant, the crop yield can decrease. Okay, so the common diseases, we'll start. First one is citrus and which is the microorganism? Anyone?
Is it bacteria? Is it bacteria?
Yeah, it is bacteria.
So,
And the mode of
fungi,
transmission? No, it's bacteria for this disease. And what is the mode of transmission?
eating,
Air. Okay, so what happens is we are not having these diseases. The plants are facing these diseases. Okay, the second
so
one
why?
is, like, see, there are certain microorganisms which can cause problems for you, right? So
Yes,
there are
sir.
certain microorganisms which can cause problem for the plants also. Okay, like plants also have diseases. Just like you get common
Yes,
cold, plants can also, like, you have seen there are certain green leaves which start becoming yellowish.
Yes, sir.
So that is a disease in plants. Then you must have seen certain leaves where there's certain aberrations on the surface of the leaves, like they get lifted at certain points, they get deformed in shape.
Mm.
So all these are diseases which are caused in plants. Okay, so the next
So they
disease
can
is rust.
also.
Yes, what?
So they can harm. So they can harm us also.
See, if any plant gets diseased, it won't survive for long, it will die itself only. So no, it can't
Yes.
cause any, it will be a loss of the plant only. So it, in if you see, in one way or the other, it will be a loss for human being only. So, and what is the causing microorganism for this? Anyone?
Fungi.
Yeah,
Fungi,
it's
oomycetes.
and it is by air and seeds. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and then the third one we have yellow vein mosaic virus. Yellow vein mosaic of okra. It is
Okra means
caused by,
bhendi. Okra means
yeah,
bhendi.
it means bhindi,
Yes, sir.
and it is caused by,
Uh, sir, 1 minute. I will read and tell you.
it is caused by a virus, and the mode of transmission is through insects. Okay, so now you understand these are the three diseases that are the citrus canker, the rust of wheat, and the yellow vein mosaic of okra, which are caused by microorganisms in plants. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay, so now we are done with the diseases part. So we have studied about a lot of diseases that these microorganisms cause. So one harmful part we have seen, that was they act as pathogens for various diseases. Now the second one that we'll see is food poisoning. So can anyone tell me what food poisoning is?
Sir, when we eat bad food, we can say bad food, and we can say harmful. The food which is made by some harmful substances which we cannot digest, and it will harm our stomach. Sir,
Expired food. Expired.
yes, sir, expired food. That food
Okay.
will cause us food poisoning in our stomach.
So what happens is, that we have our food, but when certain microorganisms they grow on our food, okay, so these microorganisms they produce toxic substances. So this can make our food poisonous and can cause serious illness, and this food poisoning can even cause death. Okay, so it is necessary for us to preserve our food. So what is food poisoning is that at times certain microorganisms can grow on our food and produce toxic substances. Okay, so these make the food poisonous. These substances make the food poisonous. Poisonous and can cause serious illness and even death.
Death also.
Yeah. So this is what basically food poisoning is. So what we do is we preserve our food to prevent it from getting spoiled. Okay, so there are various methods of preservation that we do. Like there can be chemical methods, or method using common salt, or using sugar or oil vinegar. Then there are various methods and we'll be discussing all those methods. Okay, so I'll just list those methods down and then we'll discuss those methods one by one. So food preservation, now you know what food preservation is. So basically what we do is, with the help of certain methods, we keep the food, we prevent the attack of microorganisms on the food. Okay, so food preservation so what happens in food preservation is we opt certain ways.
Opt means
Opt means take up, do something. Okay, we opt certain ways to prevent attack of microorganisms. Okay, so what we do, we basically don't want microorganisms to grow on our food product, and for this we do various things. I'll list them down and later we'll discuss in detail. So there are certain chemical methods, then there is preservation by common salt, then we have preservation by sugar, then the fourth one we have preservation by oil and vinegar, then heat and cold treatment, and then at last we have certain special methods of storage and packing which prevent the growth of microorganisms. Okay, so these are a few ways and we'll discuss these all that we do to preserve our food from the attack of microorganisms. Okay, is it clear to you all? Anyone having any doubts till now?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
So what I'll do is I'll start discussing these methods in the next class only. So in the next class we'll discuss all these methods and we'll see the nitrogen fixation, and with that we'll end this chapter also. Okay, so everyone, I'll give you the test questions and the answers to those questions by next class. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
if you have any doubts, you go through them. You can ask your doubts in the next class, and all of you are on the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes,
Is there
sir.
anyone who is not on the WhatsApp group? Okay, that's great. So with this, we'll end the class for the day. Bye everyone. Take care and have a good night.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
sir.
sir.
Bye.
Okay,
Yes,
bye.
sir. Bye.